I first noticed Justin, Justinspired Visuals, work on his IG account, and through others who hired the photographer for gigs around the United States. Mostly the ones that I knew were from New York. Justin is a Texas-based natural light photographer. I interviewed him along with my cousin Jensen, and I broke up the interview in segments. So I brought in my cousin Jensen because he's an established photographer in Atlanta, and I had him come on just to ask the tech stuff. So Jensen, go ahead.
Established is a funny word, but it's really tough in this industry, especially in Atlanta, like the South. It's really hard to make a name for yourself, especially in photography, because everyone's doing it. At least that's how I feel in Atlanta. But I saw a lot of your work, and I had mutual friends that kind of hit you up, and they were getting gigs from you and stuff, and it was really cool to see. I liked your style, and I was wondering, is this the style, the tones, the colors? Is this what you're happy with? Because I know for me personally, even though I've been shooting since 2010, 2011, I'm still constantly trying to perfect the tones and the skin tones and the colors. I'm never satisfied with the colors and stuff. And I think I've gotten to a place where it's a little bit moody and dark, and I kind of like that. I'm kind of digging that, but I'm not sure if I want to stay in that place. I'm wondering, are you happy with your style right now?
Yeah, I'm actually very, very happy with my style. It took me a while to figure out what it is that I wanted, because I feel like a lot of these, especially the youngsters who are 18, 19, 20, they're picking up a camera, a lens, and and they're just starting out. They're going all out. I feel like all their styles very dark and moody, and for me, it's very huge that when people see my work, I want them to feel something, and I want them to feel good. I want them to feel happy, and I want my work to represent that. So my style is very light and airy. I rarely ever do anything dark and moody. Matter of fact, I don't think I've ever done anything like that. And I'm talking about natural light photos. When you use flash and you do studio work, you get really creative with gels, soft bronzes and harsh lighting, soft lighting, and all that kind of stuff. But for natural light, I like to keep it light and airy. That's what I would, call myself, just because I like that, neutral, nothing overly saturated or overly colorful. I don't like that. I like it to be just very neutral. So I feel when people see that, it's okay, it's not overly done, because I personally don't like photographs that are overly done. So I like it to be a balance, and just as natural as possible. I don't like to Photoshop the crap out of their skin or retouch and all that, unless of course they request that, and that is additional. But I used to, when I first started out, or maybe up until maybe a year or two ago, I would retouch every single photo. First off, that takes a lot of time. Secondly, it's I don't, I think as photographers, we have a kind of a responsibility of how we make people look and how people see themselves. So there are certain people that like that overly edited, soft skin, smooth skin, whatever look. But I try to, keep it as natural as possible. And then if they request for 3 or 4 images, specific ones that they want, retouched, then I'll do that for an additional fee. But other than that, I just try to keep it natural, man. Because I just want people to look at themselves and be like, yo, that looks like me, It doesn't look like somebody else. So I don't want people to be shocked when they see these photos, yo, you don't look like that. That's kind of a big thing for me. So
I definitely see what you're saying. I started out with the light and airy, and I loved it. It's a really cool feeling. But for me, with the overexposures in the sky and stuff, really bugs me. And I think that also comes from my video background as well. Like I love having a high dynamic range. I love to see the sky, and I also like to see them nice and bright. So with the DSLRs, it's so hard for the cameras to still have high dynamic range. I think it's so you're kind of compromising for one over the other.
Exactly.
In most situations, especially the light and airy stuff. So I don't know. I guess that really bugs me. So I'm opposite the medium, and I try not to do too moody, but somewhere where it does draw a sense of emotion.
For sure. For sure.
Know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think for certain photographs, I think it definitely works. But I think overall, I like to, I think for me personally, I think my style is more light and airy. And I think sometimes for like a darker concept, themed shoot, like fashion, something like that. I think moody would be probably so appropriate. But yeah, for me it's I look at certain people's dark and moody stuff, which I feel like it's everywhere right now. And and it makes me kind of sad. It kind of messes with my mood, and I'm just nah. If I feel like that, then yeah.
Definitely. It's funny that you mentioned that, because I was even looking to just change up my style a little bit, just not too much, but also just kind of revamp it a little bit, make it more airy, make it more light. But it's really hard trying to find that balance, because one day I'm really happy with it, and then I come back to it the next day, and it's just what was I thinking? I don't like this. So that's the struggle I think a lot of creators have. It's just
for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, you're never gonna that's the whole thing about being creative. I think you never 100% satisfied with just the same. You're always evolving, you're always changing. You want to switch it up. You get kind of bored of the same thing. So I understand. I think I'm like that more with studio stuff. After a while, I'm okay, this is starting to look the same. And if I'm bored, possibly people that see my work are probably bored too. So I try to switch it up with the lighting and wear position and things like that. Because definitely don't like everything to look the same.